Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome everybody. Talos Mobius, and as always is with me, Alter. How are you doing, Alter?
I'm doing all right.
Today we have a very funny gameplay video sent to us by, again, Hyena.
He plays the game, so we don't have to.
Again, a returning
Although I
face.
guess you are in the video.
Yeah, again, a returning a face, but I thought it'd be a lot more fun watching him specifically play rather than cluttering your screen with two gameplay videos at the same time. Plus, what he does is a lot more interesting than what I do. You've seen me play the BD Squad Jim Spartan so many times, to the point that it's not even funny at this point.
It is definitely something of a common fixture.
400 and 450 is where I vibe the best with the Jim Spartan, what can I say?
Yeah, fair enough.
So let's look at this really quickly. Let's look at team comps. You have the floor, because I think that you have a few comments to make for these team comps.
Yeah, I feel like if I showed you this team comp, or these two team comps rather, if I showed you this lineup of mobile suits, I told you to guess what map this was played on, you would never in a million fucking years, like it would be the last thing that you would guess, other than like maybe underground base. Like this looks like something you might see on Supply Depot, or military base, or trenches. No, this was on Arctic Base. We had a Zaku 1 sniper and the fucking dump ass EZ8 weapon rack on Arctic Base. There are 3 supports in this game. Like almost a third of what's being played is supports. And other than that, I mean, it's not just that they're supports, I guess. It's that they're kind of goofy choices of supports for the map. Like again, the Zaku 1 sniper is it hits hard, but it's not known for being particularly nimble. And I mean, the Isaac is the Isaac. I guess it's like not the slowest thing in the world, and the fact that it has jamming and stealth does kind of help to offset that somewhat. The Gym 3 is, I feel like we had this in another recent.
We did.
Yeah, it's not a particularly great 400 general. It's almost there, but it's just missing a couple things. It either needs like a better primary, like even just a hyper bazooka that it could use, which I'm sure it could use. Like I'm sure there's precedent for that, or it needs better Vulcans, I think. And this is that the Pale Rider space type?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. So really reaping the benefit of that patch that brought some of these space-only units down to Earth is the Pale Rider space type, which, I mean, is very solid. It holds up really well on land. Not quite as good as in space, I don't think, but it still definitely gets the job done. Speaking of, we have...
Once again,
we have 2 different Ricdom GHs, at least one of which, I know the top guy was in an earlier replay from both of you guys when we had the split perspectives. I gotta say, this really has the impression of like the Battle of Odessa after MASH got fucking splattered. It's like the other 2 are just like trying to carry on without him, and it's just not quite panning out, or at least, I mean, I feel like we can assume based on the fact that we generally don't show replays of teams losing. I guess you can assume this didn't really go any better. We have the Gian Eos. I mean, it's not a tremendously common pick, but I think it's a pretty good one. We have the Gym Dominance, which... still
a very strong general.
Yeah, I mean, you are the early production Gelgoog, and the Gym Dominance is the guy she told you not to worry about. Same thing, same relative kit, just way better. And then the EZ8 weapon rack is, I mean, it's kind of a meme, but honestly, in so many ways, it feels a lot like you're playing the Gyaradoga Heavy Arms at a cost where that actually can work. Like, at a cost where that niche is not quite as... not quite as much of a death sentence. Because the EZ8 weapon rack is...
Yeah, it hits hard. It hits very hard for especially its cost.
It hits very hard. It has a really wide arsenal that, like, you might see on, like, a 600 general that has a really double roll.
Boxing.
Yeah, it still has the EZ8 downswing. But yeah, I mean, it's a kit that you might see on, like, a a 600 general that has a double roll and a 2-hit downswing for no reason at all. But it's on a 300 support, which somewhat offsets the fact that it is the slowest, clunkiest hunk of shit you've ever seen. Yeah, this is going to be a, to get a bit cliche with it, it's not your average Arctic Base game.
That's what we look for, though. We look for fun little matches. So allow us to introduce you to the perspective we're getting, and that's Haina.
Also, on the off chance that it matters, we are in no way affiliated with NASCAR. Please don't copyright strike us.
Now, once again, we see Haina's very commonly used color palette. He rocks those general rival colors.
I think that's kind of a cool thing with GBOs. In games like Armored Core, people tend to have like different color schemes for every single unit. But in GBO, a lot of people, like, I mean, myself included, gravitate towards like an ace color scheme. Yeah, like a lot of people have like that one ace color scheme that they go to because that's like such a Gundam thing of like, this is this thing in Shin Matsunaga's colors. This is this thing in Johnny Raiden's colors. So yeah, I always find it really cool when people have their own scheme. So this is already getting off to a somewhat chaotic start. PJ narrowly, through careful spacing, avoided getting, being the first guy to go down in a game of Arctic Base, because somebody's got to be that guy.
And direct impact already.
Yeah, it's a big hit. I think I've mentioned this before in another video that he's been in, but the Magella cannon is so much better than the beam rifle in this thing. Like, I'm not going to say that it doesn't have any advantages, but overall, this is by far the best weapon that this thing has.
He's doing a good job at keeping himself alive and moving, even against something like the Dominance. The Dominance kind of realized that, is it really worth it going after this? Because this thing just gave me trouble already.
Yeah, just because of the type disadvantage, even if the Dominance has the double melee with more than respectable damage, it just takes too long for him to really...
And already with the Potsutsu, the Vulcans!
Yeah, you don't even see people use those most of the time. Like, you can basically forget they exist, but he got some pretty good mileage off of them. He's using every part of the Buffalo.
He's constantly moving as well, which is a rare thing you'd see very often. Oh, the timing on the
that was
the iframe mob timing was gorgeous.
I even thought to myself, I'm like, isn't that a little too early? Like, is that actually going to hit? But no, that was pretty much frame perfect.
Aina already showing us how it's done, even with a slow support.
Yeah, I will say, when you're playing something that's like A, kind of fat, and B, so incredibly slow, precise positioning matters so much more, because if you like go a little too far this way or that way, like, it takes longer to course correct.
He's being very, very, and when I say that, I mean it, very brave with how he approaches the enemy.
Well, this is also kind of a clinic on just how you're supposed to play supports in general in this game. That's something I have been very, like, vocally critical of on this channel, is like, don't be that fucking idiot who sits across the map trying to, like, shoot people from a rooftop. Be dynamic. Dynamic play is so much better for a support.
And we see Haina just catching them. Oh, right there, it's gonna be an endgame, but he pulled the mileage. He got more than 3 kills in the first run of the game.
It took him almost half the game to die, so I mean, he's definitely he's doing something right.
He had for the first 3 minutes of just causing problems for the enemy team, and that, I think, was already an incredible start for someone that is considered one of the slowest supports in the game. Followed the NASCAR at the start, but very quickly turned around into just pretty much not wanting to mess around, and we already see an artillery fire in a crowd, which is where you usually want to use it. Unfortunately...
Well, notably, he also, he put it in the back, which is good, because if you put it in the middle, like, when there's a support fire, everyone just fans out in different directions, right? But if you put it on somebody in the back, somebody else is likely to walk into it. Like, the guy it's on will probably get out, but other people will walk into it.
We see a minor misfire there.
Still, yeah, it's, I mean, this game's perspective does kind of give way to that. And I mean, I just finished shitting on this style of play that the Easy 8 is going for, so I feel like there's a reason, maybe not the only reason, but like there's something to be said for the fact that this team is winning and that team isn't.
Do forgive me, I
And-
had to
oh,
mute for a
shit.
moment. Oh.
He's going for the sussy base bomb. Ooh. Man, the Sturmfaust doesn't even really have a very big blast radius, too, so he was probably right on the edge of that. That was very
Yeah.
precise.
I know once again, unfortunately, caught where the Rictum guy helmet wants him to be, but the guy helmet messed up the punish with that side swing.
This is what happens when they don't have
Oh.
Nash. They just fall apart. That was big. That was so big.
Kinda reminding that, that tackle to avoid the stun, very nice. And
I think it's wild
trigger.
that he went for the second downswing. Like, most people would just fucking run there. I would probably just run there. I feel like, get me the fuck away from this thing.
A trade between me and that guy helmet once again, and we see that support up there that you've been taking the piss out of, almost dead again. And dead!
He's taking the piss out of himself, man. Like,
Oh, a very, very nice precise shot to avoid teammates again. This is what I
also
say.
just-
30%?
I realized one of the Rickdom GHs is all black and the other one's all white. That's so anime. Like, I do wonder if it's coincidence or if those guys are actually playing together.
More than likely they're playing together, as you've noticed. Heine and I are pretty much together, so they probably are doing
Yeah,
like
so
us.
there must have been at least one like pre-made group on the other team.
Yeah.
If they're doing it to match, that's kind of neat, I guess. Like, that's
And unfortunately kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place there with having the Team 3 having no situational awareness. Perfect.
yeah. People really tunnel in this game.
Perfect placement on the. Oh yeah, he's stuck there. There's nothing that you can do. Unfortunately, the Team 3 kind of lack the situational
No.
awareness and looking at the map. Something that I always yell. Just look at your map. It's not difficult. They're not even
I
stealth.
think this is especially a map where, like, it's probably the map where it's the most problematic, because, like, in the blink of an eye, situations can change in this
Yep.
map. There'll be like 2 people in the vicinity, and suddenly there's like 3 or 4, and you're like, Jesus Christ, what happened? It's like people jumping out of a fucking clown car.
Also, the Isaac is currently planting a bomb, so right now we're at the number disadvantage already.
At the same time, though, that creates a lot of pressure, because it puts you in this position where it's like, if the bomb
Ooh.
goes off, if the bomb goes off, you basically can't lose this game, and if it doesn't go off, it means somebody had to go waste time to defuse it. So, very good pressure play, I think.
Yeah. Aina, once again, just pushing around. We see that the positioning is to always stay away from the enemy, but also to not get in the way of teammates. Which I gotta say is a very pleasant thing I don't see often.
But also without being overly passive. Like, he's not, like, sitting up on the fucking ledges trying to, like, waiting, like, please walk into my field of view so I can snipe you. Like, he, again, is playing more dynamically. He's actually, like, getting up in the middle of shit and making things happen. Okay, so they defuse, but again, like, the cost of being down somebody to go defuse that when there's so little time left on the clock, that is actually, like, there's a lot of value in that.
We see over here,
It really is.
I had a good time there on actually defending Hyena, something that I don't see again of people do often. That's why the supports want to stay close to their team.
Yeah, that's another reason for this more dynamic play. Like, be in the back line, but be near enough to people that, like, when the raid does try to come and pick you, your teammates can actually peel him off of you.
Unfortunately, this was Hyena's third death, I think, in the game. But that calls also the end of the match with a very aggressive play from a sniper.
Yeah, I think he has his work cut out for him playing this pick on this map, but he definitely made it work.
And we can see here 5 and 3 the final match. Once again in the positives on your KDA. The assist score is very high. The damage is not high, but that's because, in case you can't see it well, the assist score was also pretty good. Yeah, he didn't do that much damage, so not a lot of it was not very high in the terms of, pursuit assist, where you'd see a lot. Here, allow me to... So more than half... Oh no, actually half of his damage was actually assisting teammates.
Yeah, so I mean, Yeah, for people who don't know how this works, Pursuit Assist is damage done by teammates off of stuns that you set up, which is especially evident in something like this where you have this big AoE heavy stagger. So really, PJ did closer to 100k. Actually, didn't he actually do over 100k? I'm really good at math, evidently. Yeah, so...
In a way, he did the 99k damage, if that's how we'd calculate it, doing damage around teammates. Hyena had the highest pursuit assist in the entire game. Let's clear this out of the way. Highest
I just
assist per
realized I somehow had this, like... I don't know if you chalk it up to, like, dyscalculia, or if it's, like... just getting my lines crossed visually, but I saw the 7 in the 17.59% diversions, and I thought it was 67941. I was like, oh, so just over 100,000 damage. I saw that, and I was like, I need some fucking sleep. But yeah, I mean, you know, the bottom line is, without splitting the hairs too finely, he did about 100k damage in a 400 game as a support.
That is purely from assisting teammates.
Yeah, like, obviously, you know, Pursuit Assist is not one-to-one equivalent with damage, because it's like somebody else's damage stat is contributing to that. But like, it's still damage you are responsible for, so there is still a lot of value in that.
It's damage done because of your presence. Even if he stunned 3 people for me, and if those were supports, that would be 3 guaranteed kills for the whole team.
And consistency is king in a game like this. Like, just being able to ensure that you shut people down so that your teammates can capitalize, like, there's a lot of value in that.
So, yeah, I gotta say, Hyena put up a clinic in a way. Spacing, as always, done right. Stuns set up properly, not getting in the way of teammates or stopping teammates by stunning them on accident. I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your final thoughts on the match before we head out?
I mean, like I said, I think if you wanted to really reduce it down to one, like, particular element or dynamic that you could emphasize here, just do what this guy is doing. Don't do what the Ease 8 weapon rack is doing. Like, I'm really trying not to, like,
throw shade,
tear this dude down just for its own sake. Yeah, like, I'm not, like, throwing shade just to throw shade, but honestly, it is a really good indication of, like,
how to play
this very passive... Yeah, like, just this very passive, like, overly ineffectual support play that's more, like, reactive than proactive. PJ's playing it very proactively. He's moving around. He's looking for targets. He's not waiting for the targets to come to him. He's actually going out to find his own targets. And also, just, like, the fact that even if you're doing that, like, if you're, imagine if PJ was, like, up on the ledge, like, behind the spawn, or behind the base, just sniping people. One of those GHs is going to roll up on him with the chest beam and in maneuver armor, which he won't be able to really stop in a meaningful way. Like, even if he heavy staggers it, it'll be reduced to normal stagger, and then he dies, and that's it. Like, that is one of the biggest pitfalls to playing that way, is that you put yourself in this position where, because you've isolated yourself from your team in this this bid to isolate yourself from the enemy team, you put yourself in a position where nobody's there to help you when the raid comes for you. And like, even when people are like, oh, well, I have a maneuver armor break. Like, okay, well, now what? Like, you're going to stun the guy once, and then he's going to kill you. Like, we'll just keep going. But, yeah, I mean, just a real big do this, not that is kind of the undercurrent of this video, I think.
Other than that, we hope that you enjoyed the video. We hope that you enjoyed us covering the video. It's really refreshing to see someone else play other than myself or Alter, obviously. Again, if you got a really good match that we deem that something is done different than what it's done normally, we're more than happy to cover it. We're gonna cover it in great detail, especially since, you know, we get to see things like what Pizza did, or Hyena, depending on how you wanna call him. Seeing a support in the front line is a rare thing unless it's like a GPO4. Or, obviously, the Wound Ward.
Yeah, and in reality, like, there's not many supports where you don't want to play at least somewhat dynamically, like some version of that. Even like the Gym Sniper 2.
Correct. So I gotta say it is a highly appreciated video to both review and comment over. It's really fun watching. Obviously the pilot kills. I think that's usually the best part of watching these and not expecting them. It's really funny.
We love war crimes.
And on that note, we'll